I'm going to share my tattoos with you and what the meaning of my tattoos are. And it had me think of 100, 100. So I have 100, 100 on my finger, which is 100% my responsibility. If all my kids are failing and my students or my kid starts misbehaving all the time, it's like, who am I being that has that show up? Why is my kid misbehaving? What can I do differently? What have I been doing that is having my kid do that, right? So the answers are in the questions, and you always want to ask the best questions to get better answers. And if you don't get better answers, you want to ask a new question. Your life, we are always asking ourselves questions constantly throughout the day. Whether you think you are or not, you are. So start to be aware where you're like, why do I do that? Why am I so fat? Why did I get into that? How did I do that? Why did I do that? How can I do this? But they're not qualified questions unless you're super successful in that area. So your lives are directly correlated to the questions you ask yourself. So you want to stop and ask yourself better questions. And when you don't like the answer, just say, what can I ask myself differently? How else can I word this? What else would I say? How else can I say this? Did I ever do that before? That's why I'm like, I shoot out questions at people because it has them think in different ways than they thought before. And until I see that light bulb go off in them, I'm going to keep asking different questions to get the light bulb go off, because that's what I want. I like to generate people to be critical thinkers all the way back to my master's 35 years ago, which was putting higher order thinking in the early childhood years. It's like when the parents are like, oh, they baby some of their kids. And I'm like, do you think they're going to turn 18 and pass through this archway where it's like, okay, you're knighted, you're 18, and now you know everything? No. Make your bed, do your home, dot your I's, cross your T's from when you're 3. There's no reason why a 5-year-old can't learn to critically think, just like in college. And, the school system fails us, and then they go to college and they have to think critically, ideally, and they don't. So my master's was putting higher order thinking in the early childhood years, because if a kid is like learning their fruits and they need to think critically, you could say, oh, okay, so the red apple, what else is red? And then you could say a strawberry, a raspberry. And then you say, well, could you make up another fruit? Oh, okay, make up your own. What color is it? What other color could it be? What flavor is it? Could it be another flavor? Is there another fruit that's similar to that flavor? Is there a vegetable that would seem like that? You can start triggering their thought process in their language, right? I wouldn't ask them like, so in farming, when you soil, and the soil and the vegetable grows, like, you got to have it age appropriate. I'm not going to start talking in that language to a 3-year-old. You want to speak in everything is language. That's one of the email addresses I have. That's everything lives in language, and nothing exists without it. Like, we would have no life without language. Like, and then there's agreement, right? So I have like book, and we agree this is a book, and then this is my glasses, and this is agreement. We agree on this is glasses, and here's an agreement. But if we didn't have any agreement and we didn't know this is glasses, these would be nothing. We wouldn't even have words for it. Words define things. So there's beauty in words, and then there's the flip side, which is that other book I want to write, front of the hand, back of the hand, how to get to the space in between, because words are also limiting, and they put us in a box, and they limit us. So there's worlds around words. Like I could say, don't stress, right? Stress, it's like you take your life to learn how to battle stress. And, oh, just breathe, right? I work breath work my whole life. Like, well, not my whole, since I work it, to 2010. My whole, these years, 15 years, I don't get it. I can't do it. Something as simple as one word, breath. Like, whoa, I'm going to work that for the rest of my life. So words put things in small little compartments that it takes your world to have it and to grasp it. So you always, to serve best, you got to ask so many questions like, what did you mean by that? What's your understanding of that? How would it look if you mastered that? Oh, have you ever done it before? So when people come to my gym and they're like, oh, I'm going to work out every day. I said, did you ever do that before? Well, what happened? When was the last time you worked out every day? When did you stop? Why did you stop? How do you know you're going to start again? What systems are you putting in place to make sure? What happens if you don't work out every day, right? Because people think they're a failure and then they quit. So I start asking these questions to wake them up to realize that in the landmark course of the second course, the advanced, they say no one's listening. You never listen, and you're not listening right now, right? Because we're judging and assessing and the meaning-making machine, and it's going, and then we're speaking to respond, which we should speak to understand and to translate the understanding. But people are always like, to the next, to the next, to the next. So you want to speak for understanding. And, oh, so I was saying my other tattoos. So then I have a Purple Heart for bravery since I ran away young. And I always say I'm like Romulus and Remus, and I raised myself, which my mom would slap me if I was alive. So if she was alive, I am alive. No disrespect for her, but I did run away at 15, and I would say that 10 years before that, I was hoping to be taken away. Then I watch Criminal Minds, and I take that back. Then I have the "and" word, which is infinity, and I love the "and" word. It's my favorite word in the dictionary because the distinction between saying and but is but kills the first half off, and words carry vibration, and you feel it, and we communicate. The biggest thing I teach is communication and effective communication and how to use your words positively and effectively to yourself and to others. And they land in certain ways.